My girlfriend cheated on me a while ago and I can't get over it. I don't really like exposing myself online as it makes me feel vulnerable, but I got no one else to turn to on this matter and I'm tired of feeling like this. Me M19 and my girlfriend F21 have been dating for almost a year now. I met her when I went on holidays to my home country, and we got along right away. I was very well financially at the time, so we just enjoyed the rest of the summer together since the day we met, traveling around, hotels, Airbnbs, parties etc. She even stayed with me at my parents' where I stayed during holidays for a while. Before I came back to the country I live in, she literally begged me to try and see if anything would come from this friendship. I am not a believer in long-distance relationships at all, but she managed to convince me. We talked all the time and after 2-3 months, we started dating. We had each other's location on since the summer, and forgot to turn it off. And I caught her a couple times lying to me. Nothing that was too much of a big deal never confronted her. Just a quick note, before we started dating I told her that I had traumas. My mom cheated on my dad when I was younger. She was always going out and getting drunk and high, and after one night, I knew something was off. I have a really good intuition. For 5 months I basically told her every day, that if she had something to tell me, she could. If she ducked up, she could be honest about it. She never said anything, promising me I was just paranoid and complaining that she never gave me reasons to doubt her, that she would never do something like this to me. That night she hooked up with a guy at the club and went home for an after party with him. A month later, she also called her ex and they made arrangements for him to go to her place. They ducked. 10 days later I traveled there and slept in the same bed. I saw messages with her ex after that saying I still think about you, confronted her and she only made excuses. She sent those messages when I was asleep next to her. When I came back I missed her so much that I invited her to live with me. I had money enough for one person to live comfortably, 2 surviving. But I just missed her so much, I ended up paying for everything for 6 months, which for an unemployed 19-year-old student was a lot. During the next 5 months I kept asking her every day if she had something to tell me. In my heart I knew. I found that she was flirting, sexting with guys over Instagram, while I was basically being her father. She never admitted one thing, but I managed to find everything piece by piece. Saw disgusting messages she sent her best friend laughing and bragging about the situation. When she finally admitted that I was right, she kept lying about details and what had happened, even though I knew the full story. She didn't know that. Honestly, she ducked up too much for me to be able to write it all here. It's now been 2 months since we talked and she told me everything. I hope. And I love her so much that I want to try and make it work, but I have so much anger and pain that it's consuming me. I used to love myself so much, now I don't remember the last time I felt happy. I don't know what to do, and both times I got angry enough to try and break up things, she just starts crying and I can't just watch it without feeling bad. She has no family friends here, so she can't go anywhere for us to have a break. We are currently in a relationship and living together too. Does anyone that has been through the same forgiven the partner? If so, how can I heal from this? Please, she is now working full-time to help out the same way I did for her. Edit, she also says she is really sorry and promises she won't do it again, starts crying every time I bring the conversation. Redditor's reactions, story 2 after. Redditor 1, I am also afraid that if I move on from this relationship, I won't be able to have a healthy relationship. WTF. You are not in a healthy relationship now. It is time for you to grow up and start respecting yourself. Dump and ghost her. She openly makes fun of you being paputs with her friends and probably her other boy toys. She is not sorry, but is only playing the role to continually make you her personal court jester. Dump her yesterday. Redditor 2, dude, she cheated on you multiple times and you took her back. That is who she is. Stop worrying about her crying. She wasn't crying when she was getting her back blown out by the other guys. She's manipulating you. She's not even girlfriend material, let alone anything more serious. Redditor 3, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 10 times after, I'm an idiot. Got any more doormats in the back? She's cheated multiple times and didn't even confess herself. Why would you believe a single ducking word out her mouth? She's lied to you constantly, you're not happy and you can't trust her. It seems you'll take her back no matter what, so enjoy more pain, fake tears, and heartbreak. Story 2, my girlfriend wants to see an ex for a back massage. I smell cheating. You FaceTimed me to sleep like we used to do every night, but tonight you decide to ask me why I can't let Nick see you for a back massage. I wrote you this 1,000 words letter tonight, but I wrote you more than 1,000 words over these past years expressing my feeling. I hope you don't ignore my words this time because I posted on Reddit. A relationship takes time to develop. If we looked back, we made many memories together, but it will take more than just development to build a home to raise a kid. No, I'm not talking about the materialistic items like a car or house or lifestyle deem as the picture-perfect married couple. I'm talking about more than just a wedding ring on your finger. We have only been dating for almost 5 years, and we still at the learning and knowing beginning stage. We never actually form a 10 years plan or a general plan on how to settle down together. You follow whatever your heart tells you to do the next day or whatever your mom tells you to do. It's always about a gift to show love and affection. You might argue some people got married earlier than us and look like a happy, ever after story like a movie. The fact was, even when a couple got married, they are still learning how to live together each day, and take responsibility as partners. You always watch YouTube or Facebook videos about how a proper boyfriend should act or what aptitude qualifies a good standard boyfriend. The internet taught what gifts a boyfriend should buy or what things a boyfriend should say, but never the role in reverse. I remember you always say how you train me to be a good boyfriend, and you are so proud of yourself. Have you ever thought about what a proper girlfriend should act or what aptitude qualifies a good standard girlfriend? No, I'm not talking about ducking gifts and things you do for me currently. It doesn't matter what you are doing for me now, it matters when we run with a plan to build our future together. I know you never ask yourself these questions because we rarely sit down and talk about our future, only dreams and ideas about the lifestyle of the future home, never a solid plan on how to reach the goal. Every time I start these conversations, you duck switch topics or be dead silent until I say something else. I'm not fond of that at all, and you don't care. I'm not jealous of Nick taking you away. Nick is just doing what he can to get you to return. If you continue to message him on Facebook, he won't just stop saying good morning to you. It would help if you blocked him. The power is never in his hands. It's in your hands, and you can do so. I'm afraid, not him, but you, Maggie. I'm scared of your commitment to our future. I hesitate when my parents ask about our future together. I second thought myself whenever you bring Nick's name into the conversation. I'm questioning your loyalty to our future children and me. You might list out a million explanations about what you did currently to ensure your commitment and dedication, but never proven evidence in the commitment about our future family together. A few of the common reasons for divorce are adultery, cheating, and false love. Why should I trust you when a simple request not to contact your ex fails? Tell me why I should continue to love you when there is another man in your phone, which you refuse to let go of. You never ducking answer that question. Why? You know he is thirsty getting you back. I'm afraid to bend down one knee and ask you to marry me. It's not this simple as you might think. When a guy asks you to marry him using months of saving money, there is no director to call cut, stop the camera or say good acting like a ducking movie or a TikTok video. The marriage certificate comes home with you when the wedding and honeymoon end. I'm afraid of you, Maggie. The next thing in 10 years, I could find you sleeping with another man. How would you feel if the situation happens to you? You got jealous quickly when I talk to another girl. You even make me delete girl contacts from Facebook when we first date. What makes you think the same rule doesn't apply to you? Cheating might happen when I'm at work, not home, or not around you. I know deep down your heart you have a second thought. You are not prepared to love me like I do and think ahead as I do, always just about the next day. You might be intelligent and clever to find a loophole to sneak around me, but it doesn't build a relationship. I still remember when I told your mom about Nick. You got ducking yell and disappointed your mother. I never regret telling her about it because I know if I don't tell her, the situation will be a lot worse, and you know it. You know it's true. Nick and you will get away with your secret love affair if I didn't call your mom that night and you pushed the blame on me like it's never your fault. Nick might still see you behind my back, lying together with your sister. You are old enough to learn this essay. You are not young or innocent able to avoid talking about these topics. The relationship will fall, and you will blame it on me. You never ask yourself what you did wrong and change because you think you never wrong in the first place. You want people around you to change. You always seem to think it's always my fault when something negative happens to you. Redditor's reactions, story 3 after. Redditor 1, my dude. She knows what she's doing with Nick is wrong, but she doesn't care. I'm sorry to say it, but you sound deluded. There is no future with this girl. You need to find someone who loves and respects you. It doesn't matter how many words you write or how patient you are, this girl never will. Redditor 2, the fact that getting a back massage from her ex even entered conversation means you're getting stepped on. Move on, bro. Redditor 3, she sounds like a terrible and controlling girlfriend. Regardless of whether she is cheating, all that stuff about deleting girls off Facebook and being obsessed with training you is such a huge red flag. You deserve way better, man. Redditor 4, sounds like a toxic relationship all around. Redditor follow-up, in the same way he says it's on her the whole Nick thing still going on, this entire relationship is on him. She's not good to him and yet every day after 5 years she's not changed. When he said they've only been dating 5 years, that was a problem. There's nothing wrong with someone expecting to be married by 5 years. I find that fair and reasonable. The only reason you wouldn't is if someone was behaving the way she does. That said, Op should just leave her. Why BW her for 5 years? She's not worth marrying, so end it. She won't change because she doesn't have to. He does nothing to make it so she has to treat him better. In effort to get his self-esteem back, Op needs to leave her be, leave the relationship entirely. Story 3, just when I was about to break up with my affair she cheated on me, and I made her believe that's why I broke up. She never knew I was married. Title says it all. Throw away for obvious reasons. Not a native speaker, sorry for my bad English. 2 years ago, I moved to a different state for work while my wife and kids stayed at our former home. The plan was they would move, too, as soon as the situation would allow it. My wife and I had stopped having time many years ago. It was never really important for her, and after our second kid she didn't want to have any time anymore. It wasn't easy for me to deal with this, and living alone all week long didn't make it better, either. Eventually I registered on a casual time website and met several women for fun. That's also how I met my now ex-affair. She was married back then. I never told her I was married. It was supposed to be a one-time thing and I didn't think she would have to know. Later, when we started meeting more frequently, I didn't want her to know because I feared it would make things much more complicated. Just in case you're wondering, I'm well aware I'm a major show-all for this. But this is the Confessions subreddit, after all. Anyway, everything went great for almost a year. We met from time to time, had great time, traveled together when we could, and we enjoyed the hours and days we could spend together. But then, she fell in love with me, and eventually broke up with her husband and filed for divorce. I told her several times that I don't want her to do this because of me and that I couldn't have a regular relationship with her even if she got divorced, but she did it anyway. That was when things became more complicated. Having more time now, she wanted to meet more regularly and on the weekends, which I couldn't realize because that's when traveled back to my wife and kids. She wanted me to meet her kids, friends and even her ex-husband. I was no longer the exciting affair for her but became her partner. Of course, I was well aware that this wouldn't end well. To add further complications, my wife and kids eventually wanted to move states and move back in with me. So I knew there was no way I could continue this affair. A few days before my wife and kids moved back in with me, I already got a feeling that something is different in my affairs conversation. I knew something was up. The day my wife moved in, my affair eventually revealed to me that they had cheated on me with one of her male friends. I was not surprised. I knew she was a cheater after all, just like I am. However, of course I took the chance and broke up with her. I told her I was really disappointed, and that I thought our relationship was different. Truth is, I was relieved and I wasn't surprised at all. But she'll never know. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, I think this may come back to bite you in the ass. Especially considering the small time frame between breakup and your wife moving in. Especially if your affair went to your house where your wife now lives. But, hey, you do you. Good luck with that. Answer, well, my affair doesn't know where I now live. She only knew the flat where I lived alone, but I bought a house when my family moved here that she doesn't know about. Plus, she lives an hour away and now has her new lover, so I doubt she'll even try to find out. But yes, it may still bite me in the ass someday. Redditor 2, your poor wife. Answer, I fully understand your position. I'd probably fully agree, if I only had the information you have. Fact is, I tried to talk to my wife for years about all this. She refuses sex, she refuses counseling, she refuses to even talk about these issues. So the way I see it, I have 3 choices: 1, divorce her or be honest to her about my affair, which would be equivalent to divorcing her; 2, live the rest of my life without romance, sex, or 3, continue like I did. 2 is no option for me. 3 makes me a major shoal, but at least it gives my kids a chance to grow up in an otherwise healthy environment. My wife and I are like good friends, we don't fight a lot, and my wife a nice house to live in, a car, nice holidays etc. despite the fact that she doesn't earn any money on her own. One would be the cleanest solution, indeed, but it would lead to major complications. We would lose the house, the children would no longer have a family to grow up in, everybody's everyday life would be worse than it is now. Yes, maybe one day one will be the way to go, but I seriously doubt my wife would be happier with this than she is now. For now, I'm going to give two a try, but I already know I won't be able to carry this through forever. I still understand your position, though. I'm very divided on this one myself. That's why I felt like confessing this. I know I'm an asshole for what I did. Redditor 3, if there's no romance, and you're just staying together for the sake of your children and financial reasons, then why not seek other people of interest and just be open about it with each other? Op answer, I'd be fine with it, but my wife isn't. I suggested this, but she full-heartedly refused and didn't even want to talk about it.